you think tired legs, in the second of back-to-back and things like that?
Well, we just weren't quite ready to go at the start. I think you always got to, we're talking about. I think they're sitting in here for a couple days waiting, and we talked about they're going to come out super fast, and we got to make sure we get ready to run back. But again, I thought our offense kind of ignited their offense, right? It just wasn't some turnovers to start and all that kind of stuff, and got us back on our heels a little bit. But I think again we tried to fight our way. After the 17-3 start, I think it was. We fought our way back pretty good the rest of the half there and got things under control a little bit. But you gotta be ready. I think the same thing happened to us on the second night of our other back-to-back too. Not quite that drastically, but similar. So you don't want to dig yourself a hole on a back-to-back.
There was a moment, I think in the third quarter, you guys rallied to tie it, but then they went on that big run. What do you think kind of led to their run?
Again, I thought it seemed like if we didn't score the ball, we were really struggling in transition, right? So either we turned it over or we just missed a shot, a driving layup or whatever we missed, and it was really hard to get back to their bigs at the rim. They kept finding them. Obviously Mitchell was cooking too. He was playing fast and pulling up and driving, and when we started sending multiple people at him, he started finding a lot of dunks. Weak side was a little late on some of those, and just we weren't protecting the rim good enough at all.
What are you seeing out of Trenton, as a primary ball handler?
No, he's obviously showing quite a bit. Just ball handling, helping us in execution, scoring, in a variety of ways. So it's good. I mean, I think that's what we hoped he would be. I think he's still got some room to get a little more in rhythm, a little bit more conditioning underneath him, all that kind of stuff, and hopefully he can continue to do that. And I think he slots into a role nicely there for us. Yeah.
You guys started to chip away in the first half when Tyrese was getting his kind of normal rest. Is there something that you kind of discovered during that period that maybe could be useful?
It was just really the only segment of the game that I thought the guys moved the ball really well. Right, we had a segment there where they started finally. I mean, they're pressuring us, 84, 94 feet most of the night. They were pressuring up all over in half court, but you can't just give in and make it a dribble fest. And we finally started moving some pieces and moving the ball, and then you can attack. I mean, I think we had a lot of throw-aheads, get back right down the paint. We had our share of layups tonight, that's for sure. And it's not an easy team to get them against with all the bigs they throw at you. So there was a little bit of home run strikeout. I think there was some home run offense tonight, but there was a lot of a little bit where we didn't quite get our juices going to get the ball moving.
A lot of minutes, for these guys last couple of games.
Yep.
You got 2 days off,
yep.
But then another back-to-back.
Yep.
I guess over the next 2 days, what's your kind of primary focus to get them?
Yeah,
for the weekend?
the tricky part for us right now, right, is obviously there's probably 4 guys, maybe 5 that are playing heavy minutes, right? Those guys obviously don't do much, but the tricky part is we got a whole bunch of guys on minutes restrictions and guys coming back and stuff, and we got to get those guys in condition and in shape. So it's a little bit of a tale of two teams, right, that we got to do it, but that's where we are. Listen, we're happy that these guys are starting to filter back in. We just got to make sure we manage it correctly, but that would be it. The guys that are playing heavy minutes, won't get on the floor much at all, and the guys that aren't need to get on the floor. Yeah.
How do you guys start kind of turning it around a little bit in third quarters? You guys have lost 7 of 8 of those this year. I mean, is it a trend for you, or is it something that's concerned for you?
Yeah, I think again we talked about it. We need to look at everything, and I think we just got to make sure that whatever the rhythm is at the halftime, maybe we can change that up a little bit, or maybe it's a chance to maybe start a couple different guys or something just to I've done that in the past where it just, I don't know, just changes the rhythm of the start of the second half, and doesn't mean you're penalizing anyone in particular. You're just trying to look for some solutions, and so we'll look at both those areas for sure.
Like broader strokes, this was the first kind of true road trip of the season.
Uh-huh.
Kind of what are your overall takeaways from these 3 games?
I mean, listen, I think the overall takeaway just in general is, we've played some really good basketball. I think we've shown a lot of fight. This is the first game that hasn't gone down, where it could have went either way, right? There's probably, this situation was always going to be tough, with that team and the talent and the depth and size and all that stuff coming off a back-to-back. But I would say my overall impressions of the road trip, we played a lot of really good basketball, and I like the spirit, and I like the fight. But we gotta improve at some things for sure. There's plenty of things to get better at. But again, I think the start to the season has been super enjoyable for these guys for just getting some results, the work, the connectivity, all that stuff. Yeah.
And just to go off of Kai's question about, I guess, the minutes and how you manage the next couple of days, just because this was a game that did not go down to the wire the way that the other ones have, did you have any thought about pulling any of those guys?
I did.
A couple extra.
I did. Yeah, for sure. We were considering it, and then we kind of just made a run back with a couple minutes to go to get it down to, I think, 10 or 11 or 9 or something like that. And I don't know, we're in a stage right now where I'm way more in the, we got to continue to show fight. I told you from the beginning, like, we're trying to dig ourselves out of some stuff from last year, right? And the attitude and the fight and all that stuff needs to be something that we got to continue to establish, right? And once we started making a little run there, I was not going to pull the plug on that run until it was time. And it just and to be honest with you, I'm glad we left them in. I'm proud of the way they played to try to continue to fight, and they cut that thing down to, I don't know, again, I can't remember, but it was probably around 10, and with a couple minutes to go, and I don't know, we were just in 1 or 2 or 3 of the games just like that. So anything can happen in this league. Yep. Okay.